We're going to get out to this gentleman right now. He's been very, very busy trying to get his ball club ready for the season opener coming up on Saturday night, September 4th, against New Mexico State at Dignity Health Sports Park. And we're joined by Aztec head football coach on the Premier Chevrolet Carlsbad fan hotline, Brady Hoke. And Coach Hoke, great to have you. How you doing?
Doing great, Coach. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing very, very well. Tell me about how practice has gone right now, and how you feeling about the overall workout so far?
Yeah, I think a couple things, Coach. I really appreciate you having us on the air. But I like how our team, I like our football team. And when I say that, as much as anything, I like how they've gone through winter, spring, and summer, and now fall camp. I think we've had a little bit of a grind this week, and that was purposeful to put a lot of pressure on everyone. And also, we want to finish up on Sunday when we go up to Dignity Health for a big scrimmage. We really like how our football teams reacted, like the toughness. We've got some great competition going at, the quarterback position being one, as everybody knows. But, at a couple other places, corners, and just like how the team, though, has reacted.
Brady Hoke, our guest here on 97.3 The Fan. Coach, I want to go back to last year, just from a coaching standpoint. How difficult was it for you and your staff to get your football team? And I know all coaches around the country were facing the same thing, okay? But I'm asking you specifically, how difficult was it for you and your staff to properly get your team prepared to the way you would your liking? Were you really able to do that last year, or was it a real challenge?
Yeah, well, when you look at where we are right now compared to a year ago, Coach, we started our fall camp on August 8th last year, 2020, and we canceled it on August 9th. And so you're talking about a team that adjusted well, and I was really happy with how the players did that. They adapted, they adjusted. We got back out in September to have a little bit of a not spring ball, but a fall camp feel to it to some degree. But, as far as, our guys, I thought, did a great job, Coach. They really did. Our seniors that, we got a lot of them back, but there's some of them who have moved on. I really appreciate those guys. I appreciate their love for the game and how they really did a nice job with their teammates and staying together. I think we had 4,500 COVID tests, and we only had 6 positive tests during those 8 weeks that we were able to play. And so you got to give the 18 to 23-year-olds, you got to give them a lot of credit. And I think our staff, the guys on the staff, Jeff and Kurt, the 2 coordinators, really having just 6 days of spring ball. And then I think the other thing a little bit, Coach, is, we're not playing at home. I mean, we're playing up in Carson, which is great, and it's home for now. But, our guys haven't had a true home game, and it will be a year, basically.
We're visiting with head coach of San Diego State, Brady Hoke, our guest here on 97.3 The Fan. The Aztecs are scrimmaging on Sunday, but it's not open to the public. So you Aztec fans, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait a little bit to September 4th when they take on New Mexico State. Coach, let's talk about the quarterback situation. It seems like you got a lot of talented guys, and one guy might do something a little bit different than the other guy, a lot of different variety. And after this scrimmage, will you pretty much make your decision?
Yeah, John, I think, Coach, we'll definitely, we're getting much closer. I think the 3 guys who have been really competing, Lucas Johnson, I think he came in, probably first in the, out of the gate. And Jordan Brookshire, I think, has had a really, really good fall camp. and then Jalen Maiden also. I think all three of those guys have done a good job. You are exactly right. Some of them do things better than others. They all have their strengths. What we're looking for, I don't want a guy out there who's going to be afraid to fail. That we're going to say, okay, you threw a pick, so we're going to get you out. I want a guy who's going to go out, be decisive, be aggressive with what we're doing. We've got a very good crew of running backs who we can count on and who can help us get us out of some problems at times.
Coach, you bring in a new offensive line coach, Mike Schmidt, who had a real good run as the offensive line coach moved on. You bring in Mike Goff, who as a person is a marvelous person. I haven't talked to Mike in a number of years, but I talked to him quite a bit when he was playing here with the San Diego Chargers. Talk a little bit about Mike Goff, his coaching style, and how's that offensive line looking so far? Because I know you had to kind of move some guys around a little bit.
Yeah, we have. And the one thing I think our players have taken to Mike really, really positive. And, knowing Mike in 2009 when I met him, he was the best friend of one of my guys I coached at Michigan, and they ended up playing together. But Mike does a great job. He's got a great room. I think he's really done a tremendous job of teaching and the culture. And, Mike was coaching against Mike, which I did when he was at Iowa. You had to be ready because he was a tough guy, and that's how he coaches. There's a great chemistry, I think, throughout that offensive line, and I really think there's also a ton of respect, which should be there also.
Coach, I got a couple other quick questions. I know you're very busy and really appreciate the time. We're visiting with head coach of San Diego State, Brady Hoke, here on 97.3 The Fan. I know from time to time you go by and look at Aztec Stadium right now. What kind of feedback are you and your assistants getting from the kids you're recruiting right now about the new facility?
Yeah, Coach, it has been a great response from last year's class, who are now here as freshmen, to the guys that we have committed right now, and the guys we're trying to, in the 2023 class, get signed, and then the 2022. I really like how we've gone about using the stadium and what that's going to bring to us from, a great place for San Diego, for the Aztec Nation to come watch a football game. We're really excited about it.
Hey, Coach, a last question, and this is more of a broad-based question for coaches really all over the country. And, of course, we got high school football. We had 3 games last night. Everybody else getting underway tonight. But something that's become a growing trend, probably the last 10 years, is when you win the coin toss, to defer. Now, I understand deferring maybe in inclement weather. You want to push your opponent back. Maybe they can't throw the ball and you pin them against their goal line. But what's the philosophy rather than taking the ball when you win the toss, rather than a lot of teams now wanting to defer?
Yeah, it's funny, and it's something that I've thought about, obviously, but not probably as much as you just have with that, because we'll when we win the toss, we'll defer. We want to go out and play defense, and I think a little bit also depends on the opponent that you're going to play. Does it give you another possession? You would think it would, but then at halftime, that kind of evens itself out. But I've always been a guy, and I think it's because of my background being a defensive head coach. We've always deferred and wanted our defense to go out there and really, set the tempo for the football game.
Yeah, I just thought it's interesting because, for years and years, teams always wanted to get the ball, but over the last decade or so, and I know Coach Long, when he was here, he would defer all the time as well, and you're seeing that happen more and more these days, around the country.
Yeah, and I would think, Coach, knowing Rocky and coaching with him as much as I had, and Oh, that, I think it's a little bit the same way. Let's put our defense out there. Let's make a stop and get the ball in good position and for our offense.
Hey, Coach, it's always a pleasure. I know you're a very, very busy man. We like to get you on from time to time, and believe me, it's very much appreciated by not only me, but by our entire listening audience. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach, and anytime, buddy, okay?
All right. Hey, good luck on Sunday. Stay healthy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.